Sons of bitches. The whole blasted thing's sealed over.
I'm not leaving until we find this Corypheus.
And point of no return. You're locked in for the rest of the DLC, so I hope you enjoyed the reprieve you had.
Look at that thing. What do you suppose is in there?
The Carter wants to piss off a warden? So be it. The Carter wants to piss off a warden?
Why would those dwarves have such
So
an
be
interest
it.
in our
You have
family?
any idea why the Carter's after you, Hawke?
Why would those dwarves have such
The
an
Carter
interest in
wants
our
to piss off a
family?
warden? So be it.
And they wonder why I prefer the surface.
Oh, we're about to fight more Darkspawn.
Motherless. Is it terrible that I'm glad Mother isn't around to suffer this?
I don't want to get into it.
I died my way into the Wardens, and you punched your way to Champion. We are esteemed.
Well deserved. Every bit of it.
Oh. Straight up. We can just access our inventory here. I completely forgot about that. Let's talk, buddies.
We bound here for eternity. Hunger stilled, rage smothered, desire dampened, pride crushed. In the name of the Maker, so let it be.
Mark of the Bind. Mark of the Bind. Right. This puzzle, or rather this set of dungeon rooms, is something I have been kind of dreary about, because it's going to be so time-consuming.
Use of demons in this horrid place. But I will have no one say any magic of mine ever released one into the world.
Who was that? I feel like I know that voice.
Did that voice sound familiar to you? I could almost swear. It sounded like Father, but how?
3 magical prisons. 3 different demons to unleash. privilege to the Wardens. All we hear is that this is one of the great Grey Warden secrets. It must be protected at all costs. As usual, we're most concerned with deceiving our own people. But why hide that the deep roads were shaped not only by the dwarves, but also by us? I found records dating back to 1004 TE, the wake of the First Blight. Early Wardens discovered that some Darkspawn could think and speak in commanded portions of the Horde even after the Archdemon's death. If you could wield magic with the skill of a Tevinter Magister, and the Wardens greatly feared them. It was here in the Vinmar Mountains that Warden Shamiri set her trap to capture and study the greatest of these creatures, the one who they called Corypheus. Janka's research notes, huh? Okay, so that's interesting, because it basically means that people like the,
The Carter wants to piss off a warden. So be it.
It means that, basically, people like the Architect were not alone. Like, Architect and Corypheus are pretty much the same thing. Sapient Darkspawn. Why they're both the same thing, no one knew about until Inquisition was released.
The key! Did they find it? The dwarves. I heard them. Looking. Digging. How do you bring the key here?
Oh, who are you, good sir?
You mean this? How is this a key?
Magic. Old magic it is. Magic from the blood. It made the seals. It can destroy them.
I'm not sure you are him, but it might as well worth asking.
I came in here to find Corypheus. Do you know where or what he is?
Do not say his name. He will hear you. Do not wake him. Not when you hold the key.
The door's sealed behind us. Is there another exit?
An exit? But didn't the Carter say it's this Corypheus who wants us? Won't you just keep coming after us?
No way out when the walls stand. The wardens build their prisons well. If the center holds, who cares what else is trapped?
I don't think we're getting any help here, Hawke.
Hawke? You are the blood of the Hawke. Yes, I smell the magic on you. But you hold the key to his death. Yes, I can show you out, yes.
So, what are you actually?
Who are you? What's wrong with you?
You ask me that? I'm the one who belongs here, not you. You are no Darkspawn.
That armor. It's Grey Warden issue.
Wardens. Yes. Guardians against the Blight. I know the way out. Follow me. Down and in, down and in.
Sure, buddy. I have no choice but to trust you anyway.
Perfect. What do I need to do?
The seals hold us in. Anything comes in. Nothing ever leaves. Not without the key. You must use it, yes. On the seals. Every seal. You touch the key to it. Only then they open. Only for the Hawke. Not back. Not up. Only way out is down and through the heart. Down. Down. In the depths.
Careful. Things down here. They can get complicated.
That corruption. I don't think there's any record of it having that effect. But even the threat of it. Anyone normal would choose to die first.
I would fight.
A warden would know better. But history seems to suggest you'd lose.
The level design is incredible at this part in the game. Just fantastic. Oh my god. Okay. All right, man.
Let me guess. The first seal?
2,000 years the magic holds. Never broken. Give it the key. Let it take the magic back to itself. Absorb it. All who came before.
To upgrade Malcolm Hawke's key, right-click on one of the 4 pillars surrounding a seal to Griffin's prison. Each pillar confers a different path, but the key can only absorb the power of a single pillar. Now this part is super tricky. Let's see, any bindings. Select pool party, part number 1. Controls. Toggle. Zoom in, zoom out. Pause space. Core, hard to hold position. They're not moving to the selected. Okay.
The blood works. It is good.
I'm not following you one more step unless you tell me who you are. What's your name?
Name. So long since I've said my name. Larius. I was Larius. There was a title too. Commander. Commander of the Grey. I am dead. But I never died.
You were a warden.
How does a warden end up like this? I thought you were immune to the taint.
The calling. It comes to us all. The voice we can't resist. Our death.
If you're a warden...
Yeah, what are you gonna do now, buddy?
Do you know what just happened? What does the seal have to do with my blood?
The magic. It calls to the blood, reads the thoughts of those who hold it. The last to hold it. The Hawke. I was there when he laid the seals. before I became this. You favor him. Corypheus calls. In the darkness. What waits there?
Okay.
I am dead.
Awesome. This cutscene playing several times means we got the glitch to work. What glitch, do you ask? Well, the Hawke key now has 4 effects instead of 3. And that's basically the gist of it. Originally, you were only supposed to be able to pick one, but by manipulating the companions using the pause menu, we can get all 4 of the buffs on the Hawke key instead. And that works out for us very well, because I like the idea of this Hawke key. Ideally, the idea behind removing the seal is to reward you with a powerful buff that makes using the Hawke key over your other equipped weapons worth it.
Heavy-looking shield.
So these are new genlocks. These are the new style genlocks. They don't look like dwarves that can't do anything else, except like small little dwarves that can somehow cast magic. They are now heavy tank units. Sick as heck. Sick redesign, man. So good. Fuck. I'm being dumb about this, but the heavy-handed axe doesn't... The heavy-handed axe is just a joke.
Be bound here for eternity. Hunger stilled, rage smothered, desire dampened, pride crushed. In the name of the Maker, so let it be.
Alright. So we'll come back for that one. So, now what's interesting is that it's basically... You're basically dealing points of additional damage on top of your regular base damage. So what's going to happen is that you'll be dealing 40 additional points of flat elemental damage total with the Hawke. Profane. We are profaning you. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's up with some of these. Why some of the... Am I just so good at killing Darkspawn to take forever to get rid of? Alright then. Those are Hurlock Alphas. The Genlocks have now been... Oh, Genlock Alphas and Hurlock Alphas. So we have evolutions of Darkspawn. Like, physically, we have evolutions of Darkspawn we did not possess before. Alright, then. The writing of this ancient parchment is barely legible and appears to concern the rite of silence. In reverence, you will approach the altar, knowing that you come into the presence of Dumont with head bowed, say, "Blessed are you, Dumont, silent and strong, secret and wise. We bring you gifts and sacrifices to your greatness." Alright, so after refreshing what this side quest is supposed to do, alright, just wanted to check you all are still hearing me. We're just going to complete the ritual the second we get the means to do it. Health potion.
I could do this in my sleep.
Uh-huh.
Let's finish this!
The creature can speak. It's the name Corypheus. We have encountered Darkspawn before who use words, but none individual enough to have chosen a name. This Corypheus appears unique among Darkspawn and has gathered many of its brethren to follow it. It would be wasteful to kill such a creature. If it can be captured, tamed somehow, its unnatural influence over the Darkspawn could perhaps return to our favor. It's clear the Darkspawn will never bow to human commands, but this Corypheus seems at times more human than beast. I have conversed with it, and though its thoughts are disordered and inhuman, it speaks of the old gods by its definitive names. I have wondered if perhaps he is no Darkspawn at all, but a ghoul, so corrupted by the taint he has become a new creature entirely. I recommend that we find a way to capture Corypheus, hold it somewhere safe from both men and Darkspawn, and study its unique nature. This will... magic, however, for Corypheus' own abilities, and powerful. It uses spells so human and tainted, and it has a strength that would shame a Magister. We must muster our best to face it and to hold it. From World Commander Farrelle to the First Warden. Interesting. Not Janica again. Yeah, look, straight up, if you want a Darkspawn super tainted creature to study, you should have spoken to the Architect.
Be bound here for eternity. Hunger
Kind of
still,
bad on the Warden
rage
to not talk
smothered,
about that at all.
desire
Like, straight up not talk about that at all.
pride crushed. In the name of the Maker, so let it be.
Straight up, why did we never talk about that? Like, if the Warden was able to talk about the Architect, so much of this plot could have been avoided.
I've bought our freedom, Leandra. We can go home now. Us and the baby. We'll be together. I hope it takes after you, love. I would wish this magic on no one. May they never learn what I've done here.
He was talking about you. Mother must have been pregnant with you when they left Kirkwall. If he didn't want his child to be a mage, it never showed in my training. They say as much in the Circle.
The voice is decades old. You couldn't expect every word to stay relevant for the ages.
Maybe. But he had so much shame. And for what?
Dark deals at a terrible cost?
Well, on the surface. But he gave up so much so we could be normal. I feel guilty for all that you and Carver put up with. It makes me wish I'd gone to the Circle sooner. To free you.
The Circle has its uses, but Father knew you shouldn't be forced to join.
Well, I messed that up.
Maybe. You could disappear, not go back.
No. No, it feels comfortable for now. I miss so much. But not because
It is amazing that
You
Meredith
may not
straight up
agree,
let you go.
But you're a lot like Father, you know. Don't lose that. Not over this. Or anything to come. We've lost too much.
Yeah, that's probably the first issue. That's probably the biggest issue with this one. Because you are, in fact, a mage. It just doesn't make any sense for Bethany to say that. Bethany's bloodline staff has staff of new growth. Oh. Oh, right. This is Bethany's staff. Okay. Oh. Oh, it's a reskin of her staff. Oh my god. You know what? I'm just going to destroy this. Well, basically, that's that. I wish I'd gotten Carver's perspective more, because it was actually relevant towards him being a mage, but oh well. Twinception can't work miracles, and there's no way to force the game to acknowledge, make Bethany acknowledge that Hawke is a mage in every single little opportunity, unfortunately. That's just the way it works. Wow, Carver, you're just staying back there. There you go. Wow, I might actually have as many health potions as I do Lyrium potions. And keep in mind, I had to stop buying more Lyrium potions because no one in my party was using them. I have so much mana, stamina, and mana, stamina regen. It's basically keeping me from having my party rely on potions. Dumat's sacrificial dagger. Raise your face and hands to the skies to speak the words, O Dumat, O Dumat, O Lord of Silence, accept these sacrifices made in your name. Grant us your power and all that we seek. Alright then. Alright, so much as I hate to admit this, I may have to walk all the way back just to see what the deal is up with the other direction we could have run in. And that's the best part. So this DLC adding so much more to Bethany and Carver's relationship with Hawke. Specifically because without it, the game that you play is basically just... Boy, I really didn't expect Bloodstained Girdle. 8 crit chance is actually pretty incredible, but...
Isn't it odd that a darkspawn-filled pit is making me feel closer to Father?
Well, that's hilarious, because now it looks like we're being foreshadowed a bunch of darkspawn we don't have to fight. But yeah, now we know what close to the Father means. Yes, your dad had dealings with the Grey Wardens that were pretty ugly, because it was pretty clear he was forced to use blood magic against his will. And the knowledge of that Malcolm didn't want any of his kids to have magic because of what it mean. He was just... Hawke and Bethany had good-ass magic tutoring from a good-ass source of it. Yeah! You can't stop me. I think it's cool that I can literally magical teleport around the place now. Like, I can... If I have to keep more on the ball of that, but... See ya. Alright, then. The reason we don't need armor penetration is because we're using a magical damage weapon. Alright. And yeah, you will play the cutscene multiple times, so we're just gonna see the last one this time. Now, honestly, lore-wise, it makes sense. The second seal is broken. It makes more sense for you to have someone help you take down all three of the seals anyway. But now we have 3% bonus attack speed, 5% chance to regenerate 4% health, and 5% chance to regenerate 4% mana and stamina, which is gonna be kind of nuts considering how much DPS we can get with haste helping us. And yeah, the last buff is armor penetration, which doesn't matter when using a weapon that deals elemental damage. Hey, Larius, what's up? Oh. There we go.
He is waking. The magic grows lax. He feels us walk where no steps.
As much as I hate Corypheus' revealing Inquisition really only having meaning for those who were able to play DLC, I feel like it could have... Or wait, they found some way to bring the Arsenal back too. Yeah, I agree. I agree, complicated myth. Welcome to the stream, by the way, complicated myth. Sorry I didn't see you there. Who is waking?
Are you talking about Corypheus?
He calls like an old god. He mimics their cry. He calls them to free him. The dark children and the light. Any with taint in their blood.
And how'd you get here?
Why are you down here? How have you survived?
The calling. The music. It is our death. I lived. But I died. The corruption feeds me. So many years in darkness.
Yeah, this is the sad reality of what happens to the Grey Wardens. This is pretty much what happens to all of them.
How could this...
There's no
He said
avoiding
he'd
the
be after
calling
me if
for
he's
all of them.
asleep.
This is what they have to
He
turn
can
into
call,
if they don't
dream,
let themselves go into deep
not
roads.
know. When the seals are gone, he will wake. And he must die.
And back to Complicated Myth's point about Corypheus' reveal. Yeah, like, using downloadable content to set up the main villain of your next game is kind of a double-edged sword, because it suddenly means that if you don't pay out extra money for a finished project, you're not going to be able to be caught up on what the main game is. And the main reason that's important is because in Inquisition, Corypheus himself doesn't have a very great character. He's a lot better utilized in this DLC than he is
I know
in
the darkness
Inquisition's
before
main
the
plot.
seals. Here, the voice is too strong. I cannot stay.
Okay. The Architect really should have come up. I think the problem with the Architect is that he would have basically ruined the plot they were going for of Corypheus and Inquisition. If the Architect showed up, it would basically make the entire Adamant Fortress part of the story irrelevant. Like, Corypheus' main plot involved creating a fake calling in Inquisition, but if the Architect could show up and prove that the calling is BS, you just wouldn't be able to do it. Oh, the tower base is so sick to look at. Ooh, boy. Man, that looks so ominous down there at the bottom.
This place is giving me a headache. The sooner we find our way out of here,
Why is
the better.
everybody whispering?
Bloody voices in here. I'm sure of it.
Nah, you guys aren't whispering.
Why is everybody
Bloody voices in
whispering?
here. I'm sure of it.
Alright. Alright, then. Nothing else to say. We're just gonna keep going. Alright. Deep Stalkers. Deep Road Safari. Nice. Slice twice. No problem, Deep Stalker. You got it. Stupid. Your stupid point.
That looks like Legion of the Dead armor. It's an Orzammar thing.
Oh yeah, it does.
Crime, if you join the Legion and vow to die fighting Darkspawn, your name is cleared.
It's ironic. Hearing a Tethras Garam's crime first gave me the courage to confess my own and join the Legion of the Dead. Knowing that Paragon's son could give in to the same base passions as a mere merchant, commit a murder even fouler than mine. Yet he was sentenced to die in deep roads for murdering his sister, not even offered the chance at the Legion. I am grateful every day for what the Legion gave me. A family, a purpose, and my name is clear. So when the Paragon learned that the Carta were responsible for the murder, not his son, that was the first volunteer to retrieve the prince, it's not right that he should be the only one who doesn't know he's exonerated. Melev Haran.
Legion of the Dead. Sent after Paragon Garen's heir. Why does that sound familiar? I think Garen was sometime in the early Exalted Age. hundreds of years ago.
Do you think they found him?
Who knows?
Well, it sounds like an interesting story. Oh man, the pile of bones here gets me so hard. Hey, another Legion of the Dead. Paragon Garen refuses to give up. We're the 8th Legion until he's sent after Tethras in the past 5 years. We're the 8th Legion unit he sent after Tethras in the past 5 years. None dare tell him that after so long alone in deep roads, Tethras is certainly dead. The Paragon insists he will see his heir restored to his rightful place. Many ancestors favor his cause. We follow the paths of their legionnaires, and so far we seem to be on the right trail. We're in a section of deep roads that appears to have been altered by human magic. So perhaps we'll find some new clue here. We're going in tomorrow, ancestors will be with us.
That's where I know the name. Tethras Garen should have been the heir to the Garen clan. But he was accused of killing his sister and sent into the deep roads to die. When the real murderer was caught, they tried to find him. They never could. Instead, every Garen heir from that time on took the name Tethras in his honor. One of them became a paragon in his own right, and founded my clan.
So this is kind of your ancestor they're looking for?
Not directly, but a little closer than I like to come to my past, you know.
So even Varric can't escape the pull of the legacy. Don't you just love it when all the DLC gets really thematic? Alright. Oh, this sounds like we're sitting in a Black Marsh. This is frankly way worse than the Black Marsh ever was. This place is way scarier than the Deep Roads ever was. Oh my god. Just way scarier. Way scarier than the Black Marsh ever was, too, for that matter. Mostly because with the Black Marsh, you know there's an exit, and you know you can actually figure out what the place is about.
What is that smell? I think I'm gonna pass out.
One of these health potions would have been useful enough. Place the offerings in the altar, then kneel before it with abject humanity, head bowed and hands clasped, saying these are offerings of Lord Silence.
Those torches seem a little odd.
Alright. Yeah, sorry about that. The tower base thing is just very... Alright. Two, three, four, five, six, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I couldn't really afford to, like... Oh my god. Yeah, Carver, come on. You have a legendary Grey Warden armor. God damn it, Carver. Okay. Alright, this way. Staff, sure.
Blessed are you, Jumad. Silent and strong, secret and wise. Accept these offerings and share your strength.
We don't have everything we need for this, but now we have... Now we know where the altar is located. Press your palms and forehead to the ground before the altar, then the words thrice repeat. The source is cursed. For 10 years, Paragon Garen has been sending legionnaires to send out our lost heir. Now I know what's becoming of them. There's no way out. This is no normal part of the deep roads. There's lyrium worked into the walls, into the stone itself. It's some kind of human magic. From the outside, it looks like just another tunnel, but walk in, it's a prison. There is no way past the barriers, no way forward, no way back. But the trap remains open to every beast, darkspawn, and dwarf that wanders in. My brothers in the Legion have died, and I have done my best to lay the spirits to rest in stone. I am the last. There will be no one to do the same for me. Or for Tethras. If he too was snared by news for you, my prince, I wish you stone's blessing. Atras Tunsha To Tanya An Getol Tavash Aduk. May someone recite the ritual words over your bones, return your spirit to the stone. Batash Gareth.
These poor dwarves. They were just trying to help someone and they've been trapped here for centuries.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that something needs to be trapped down here, so it's not really the Warden's fault that what happened to the dwarves. Not really. It was more like a very, very, very... Alright, well, we'll deal with Tethras at first. We'll deal with the Altar Doom at first. Then we'll go bury Tethras. Because, you know, that stuff.
Blessed are you, Dumart. Silent and strong, secret and wise. Accept these offerings and share.
Place the sacrifices. Well, that was... Ooh, that was quite extraordinary. Quite the event. For all that, we get the Chain of the Penitent. %9 threat generation, armor, and constitution. So it's really only for a warrior. Which isn't much of a comfort for anything, but what can you say about that, huh? Alright.
I can't imagine Lothering looking like this.
What does Lothering have to do with anything right now, Carver? Hey. There you are.
Totania Amegtol Tavash Iduk.
That was sweet, Hawke. Now let's get out of here before you see me cry.
Tower Sweeper. Now we've done everything in the tower. Let's see. Not Bloodline. Doom Ward. Doom Ward. Magic resistance and defense. Yeah, giving someone a prayer, giving your best friend's ancestor a prayer like that is really, really cool of you. Heck, honestly cool of you, Hawke. Hawke's friendship with Varric is... And yeah, if you don't come down here with Varric, you don't get that side quest. I think there's something back here. I'm not sure though. The problem with that puzzle with the thing is simply that there's no in-universe way to know what you're supposed to be doing. So you have... Oh. The records say Corypheus entrapped below Vinmark since the days of the Definitive Imperium. Can it be a coincidence that the Darkspawn besieged this area more fiercely than anywhere else on the surface of Theus, or that Kirkwall, the closest city, suffers from endless plagues of violence, lunacy, human sacrifice, and blood magic? If one studies Kirkwall's public records, it becomes hard to deny that some malevolent force has long shaped its history. Could the Darkspawn, even a powerful mage, have such influence even as it slumbers? This ties into the enigma of Kirkwall stuff we discovered earlier, where we learned that basically the way Kirkwall as a city is designed the way it is because the Definitive Magisters who originally inhabited the place straight up designed it as a ritualistic circle for them to enter the Forbidden City. So Kirkwall is quite literally a hub of blood magic and sacrifice. As a result of that, the veil there is sickeningly thin, which makes it very easy for demons to try to persuade mages to laying themselves in. Another seal.
Over already.
These boss fights down here at the Guardians are all really fun. And they all feel so different from they all really are very fun to fight compared to. This might take a while. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Family legacy. Alright, so now we have critical chance, critical damage, 25% chance to reduce attack speed, and 25% chance to reduce movement speed. This is now basically the most powerful. On top of its massive base damage, this is basically the most. And the other buffs we have, the Hawke is now basically the most powerful anything we can get.
He feels the seals weaken. He knows you are close. You must be ready. What's that? Who? No! No! They're here!
Who?
Who is they? The Carter?
No, worse. More treacherous, more dangerous. The Wardens. They listen to Corypheus. They want to bring him the light. Stop them. You must stop them.
Well, that sucks.
Something's happening.
Oh, hey!
The prison's breaking down. But it stood up to tunneling before. What can... You! You have the key! And you've come through the seals. But how? Champion? Are you the one? The same Hawke, child of Malcolm? The Carters said they were close. You must be her. I am Janica. I lead this unit of Grey Wardens.
Senior Warden, why are you interested in my father?
Then you don't know. Without Malcolm, this prison would have fallen 30 years ago.
Alright, let's get to the point.
I'm not here for touching family stories. The Grey Wardens built this prison to contain one of the most powerful Darkspawn we've ever encountered. But even the best magic fades. The Wardens need to reinforce the seals. This requires the blood of a mage untainted by Warden training. The last to perform the ritual was your father.
So, even if Carr was a mage. So basically, this is saying that Bethany would not have been adequate. Would not have been adequate.
My father was a blood mage. To avert the blights, forbidden magics are sometimes necessary.
Yeah, I agree with
That's an
that.
argument we have to guard against. My father knew that.
He did not bind the demons, if that is your concern. That was done in another era, before the Chantry's laws.
That's why the Carter came after me.
We need your help, Hawke. I have done extensive research on this Darkspawn, and I believe the original Wardens...
We did read your notes, we know where you're coming from.
To humanity. He's our greatest opportunity. A Darkspawn who can talk, feel, reason.
Corypheus cares nothing for blights. He used you.
The Warden Commander.
Don't listen to this creature. He's half Darkspawn himself. I know how to harness Corypheus. Use his magic to end the blights.
No. The Wardens knew. Corypheus is too powerful.
Father would have considered this, done the research. Trust that he was right.
Worth the risk. If he doesn't help, it's one more big darkspawn to stick a bolt in. No big deal.
There are rules to the Order, and with good reason. Father wouldn't want this.
Corypheus calls her, and she listens. She brought him the Carter, sent them for you.
Stroud wouldn't let me have your brother. I need you.
Why would
Why would
Corypheus
this
help?
Darkspawn want to end the Blights?
He's no mindless monster. This search for the old gods comes at a terrible cost to his people.
He tricked you. These are not your thoughts. They are his calling.
How many of them died in Ferelden alone? And that was the least of the blights.
If this were the architect, this argument would make 1,000% more sense for Janica. So as a player, if you already played through the first game, there's at least a reason to understand where Janica's coming from with this, because that talking Darkspawn wanted to end blights.
How could you trust any deal this Darkspawn makes with you?
Do not think me foolish, Hawke. I am making no deal. I have a spell which can control Corypheus. Bind him to my will. He will be a new, important weapon in the war on the Blights. No more, no less.
Are you talking about using blood magic?
Everything that was done to him was through the power of blood. The Wardens imprisoned Corypheus before the Chantry banned such magic. It is the only way to hold him.
You're not helping the case for releasing him.
Well, unfortunately, I am a blood mage, so...
Larius is a madman. Let's use every weapon we have against the Blight.
No. Would you destroy us all? Do you turn on me, Durston? Alec? Roland? I led you. Who do you serve?
You bastards. With me, Hawke. We must beat them to the seal.
Yeah, I know some people